Welcome
That
to
was
the
very
Rhubarb.
graceful.
Thank you. I try. No, I don't. Oh, all right. Welcome to the Rhubarb. I'm Will,
Patrick.
and we're excited to be here. It is February 12th. I remember the date now.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Cheers, buddy, to our third episode.
Cheers. Third episode.
Every 2 weeks.
Second year of the second week of this tradition.
I like our traditions.
I love our traditions. By the way, to everybody out there that's watching, happy Valentine's Day weekend. Fellas, make sure you remember it's Valentine's Day weekend. Otherwise, you'll be sleeping on the couch watching this podcast on repeat.
That's not going to be pleasant. We're only funny one time around.
If that.
Oh, well, we're kind of in a lull here, but we've got some exciting stuff going on. Lull not being, I don't want to diminish the Olympics.
No,
Winter
sir.
Olympics, not my favorite personally. I'm more of a Summer Olympics guy. Maybe that's with the U.S. dominance in Summer
Apparently,
Olympics.
the U.S. is more of a fan of the Summer Olympics, too.
But we're doing all right. We've got 4 golds. I'm sorry, 4 gold, 7 silver, and I can't read that. 4 plus 7 is 11. 3 bronze. 3.
Tie for second.
I'm not good. No, third. Well, tie for
Tie
second.
for second,
Yeah,
but
right.
they have
But
more
Norway
goals.
has more gold.
Correct.
Oh, sorry. Norway has 7 golds. Italy has 6 golds, and we're tied with Norway. So
Yeah, and they have more golds.
More
We only
golds,
have 4.
yeah. So, but you were telling me about hockey.
Shout out to the U.S. women's hockey. I've already started off 4-0. Beat Canada 5-0, and the Canadian women's hockey team has dominated. Other than facing the U.S., the U.S. actually outshot Canada 33-20. To the fact that they had to pull out one of their goalies and replace it with another goalie in the third
Oof.
period.
Oof. All right.
Get them, U.S. Get them.
That away.
Didn't we make a
Incredible.
movie out of this, like Miracle or something like that?
That was a men's. We could make a women's.
We're killing it.
We've got a Hoosiers 2 coming up with the IU football team, and we'll come up
Apparently,
with a Miracle 2 as
apparently.
well with the women's hockey team.
Apparently.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to get close to your face, but I do want to make sure we're recording. Okay.
He had to go fart.
I did. So that fireball makes your fireballs. I'm sorry. We're not funny. All right.
So, staying on the Olympics brings me to my dunce of
Hold
the
on,
week.
before you get the dunce of the week.
Okay. Okay.
Let's shout out to gold medals are freestyle skiing, alpine skiing, figure skating, and speed skating. And I don't have the athlete's name, but shout out to those athletes that have
Congratulations.
done well. Now,
Congratulations.
the opposite of the shout out, the dunce of the week segment.
Dunce of the week. This was our first of our dunce of the week, but I found this completely fitting. USA men's bobsledding.
Ugly.
Now, I guess we should actually include a shout out, and I don't know the man's name, but the driver of the bobsled was the only one that actually went through the course. Why is that? Because the other 3 did not make it in the sled from the start.
Oh my goodness.
To the fact that about 70% through the run, the driver looked back and noticed no one was there and realized that, hey, once we get to the end, I have to slide to the back of the bobsled to put the brakes on or I'm going to wreck. So shout out to him, but dunce of the week, how much have you trained
Not
to make the Olympics and you can't get even 2 people in the bobsled? Wah, wah, wah.
That is terrible. The memes coming off of that
That's
are so
fantastic. That's honestly fantastic.
Oh man. Well, Again, back to strong performances. 2 weeks ago, the Super Bowl happened. So we covered the Super Bowl. I guess a week and a half ago now, right? So
Yeah, about a week and a half. No. Last weekend. Sunday.
not this past week, was it?
Yeah.
It was? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sunday.
wow. I'm getting all my dates mixed up. I gotta stop drinking Fireball.
Or we just need to drink more so we
drink
remember
more.
later.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Congratulations to the Seahawks.
Complete dominance.
Yes. Yeah.
All sides of the ball. And well, I guess not all sides. But yes, because even their field goal kicker set a record. Punt return was kind of 50-50. Patriots had some pretty good punt returns. But left side of the Pats line looked rough.
They just got dominated, and Drake May looked like a second-year quarterback. And nothing against him. He's a second-year quarterback.
Now, with that being said, we've had this debate before. And yes, he looked good during the regular season. And luckily for him, he had the elements during the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of winnery playoff games. So
to
for sure.
kind of rely on to kind of alleviate what he had to do.
Yeah.
But Seattle showed once he went up against a dominant defense in the NFL in the playoffs where your quarterback had to be as good as the other quarterback.
Yeah.
And not run the ball as well as the other team ran the ball because the elements only allowed you to do that.
Yeah.
He looked like a second-year quarterback. Now, don't take anything against
you couldn't
Drake
just
May.
get carried by the defense.
The defense or your running game.
That being said, the first half, the Seahawks kind of did get carried by their defense, who for
They
the
did.
total of the game came up with 6 sacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of hit it, the Pats left side of the line.
Yeah, 6 sacks. Shout out to old Riley Mills from Notre Dame, the rookie, who steamrolled and overpowered Jared Wilson to get to Drake May. Where the fact that he tackled both of them.
Yeah, that was impressive. We didn't talk about this earlier, but I do want to bring up. I do have a little concern with Darnold. I know he had a lot of pressure, that the Pats did get some pressure on him. They didn't get as many sacks and stuff as they'd like, but he missed some throws that I thought he should make.
He did.
And maybe it's Super Bowl jitters.
Maybe it's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
And also maybe it's the fact that, and I'm going to admit failure to all of you and you and my parlay. Before his injury, Smith-Njigba did not look good.
No.
He was dropping balls that he should not have been dropping.
Yeah.
And maybe it was Super Bowl jitters for him. And I talked on our last podcast about how fantastic he was going to do because he has had the best hands I've ever seen. And I watched things slip through his hands like he...
Yeah.
Keep this PG rated. Like he rubbed them with butter.
What is that movie? It looked like an elephant, sir.
Right.
The Replacements?
Yes.
Oh, what a good movie.
Anyway.
Gene Hackman. All right.
Yes.
Right.
But
that's way.
Jackson, before his injury.
Smith-Njigba?
Yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Just didn't have it.
No.
Especially with as much as everybody had praised him. Not just me, but, I mean, you go check out the pundits on NFL. You check out anywhere. Like, they all expected more from him.
Yeah.
We all expected more from him.
But the Seattle receiving corps did step up. I mean,
Cooper Kupp?
There were 6 total players with receptions, including Smith-Njigba.
Right.
So there were 5 others with him.
Cooper Kupp led them in receiving.
6 for 61, I think.
Who has already admitted like to taking a backseat role and has never said, hey, give me the ball.
Yeah.
Even when he was with LA, other than one time when other players went down where he said, "Hey, give me the ball, I'm ready."
Yeah.
He showed, "Hey, even though I'm not what I was when I was with LA, when I was with the Rams, even though I'm not the leading receiver in the league, the most receptions in the league, I'm still ready and willing to contribute.
Yeah.
Give me the ball." And he didn't have to say it.
Right.
He just showed it.
He was just there. Yeah. A shout out to him. And then I like the Kenneth Walker story. I mean, good for him going 135 yards.
161 yards of total offense, and the first running back since Terrell Davis to win the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. All the way back with the Broncos in 98.
Shout out MSU.
Quite a way. Yeah. Good.
Good for you, Michigan State.
Kenneth Walker putting up
That was a
numbers.
hell of a performance. I mean, and I know he talked about it where he was like, he even said it, like they interviewed him, they were talking to him, and he was talking about how like his uptick in performance in the playoffs was just astounding, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about how he felt so bad for Charbonnet, his counterpart, like his 1-2 punch,
Yeah.
getting hurts there in that first round, and how he felt so bad for him that he wasn't just running for him, he was running for both of them.
Yeah.
And Charbonnet is like, you know what? If the roles were reversed, we'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I liked it.
I
It was good.
That's good camaraderie. That's fantastic. I mean, that's just great brothership.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. And we've talked a lot about the Seahawks, but you can't discount the Patriots turnaround under Vrabel this year. And
you went from last in the league to a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And even and though it sounded like we were talking crap about Drake May, we're not talking crap about Drake May. Most sophomores have a slump.
Yeah.
This man led his team to a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, that was also with the help of your defense. That was help of special teams. That was the help of Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry
Yeah.
and Rashawn Stevenson and Travion Henderson. I get that, but Drake May looked good throughout the regular season as a number 2,
Yeah.
or as a second round or a second year quarterback.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people slump, he excelled. He shined.
Yeah.
So nothing against Drake May. The playoffs just hit a little harder than he was expecting.
Well, and he didn't get a lot of help, in that situation. So, and some of the offense. So the line really let down.
Well, it was the whole left side of the line was offensive rookies.
Yeah, he's got to. And yeah, you're going to get exposed in that situation. I think it's just,
especially if you make the playoffs. When you make the
those are
playoffs,
top teams.
you're playing your top teams.
Mm-hmm.
They know what to expose. They game plan for that. They this is their dream. Oh, we got 2 rookies on the left side. Let's pressure the ever living hell on the left side. 9 pressures in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And 3 sacks in the Super Bowl against the left side alone for the Patriots.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And a fumble.
Yeah.
And a fumble.
So, yeah, but that's being said, Patriots go 14-3 in the regular season. I do think that they were helped by a weaker NFL, an injury laden NFL this year.
Okay. So, question for you. Are you going to say the Pats are Super Bowl contenders, or are they even AFC contenders next year? AFC East contenders?
Yes, I think
break that down.
I think
Super Bowl, AFC East.
Sorry, I think you've got a situation where you've got the AFC East is kind of like the AFC South a little bit right now. It's mixed up. You've got Harbaugh out for the Ravens. They hired a new coach. You got Miami's new coach. McDaniels is out there, which I like him going. He goes to the Chargers. I like that story too. And I don't know if we're going to get into it today, but that could be a future story. I like that.
We'll talk about that later.
That offense being maybe revamped under him, right? But I don't. I think that the Pats can be contenders for the AFC East. I don't want to say that they are going to be Super Bowl contenders next year. I just think they got helped by weather, by a weaker NFL, and so if we don't have as much injury, which that's another topic in take a whole episode too. But the NFL has to figure out this injury issues. I mean, you had almost whole offenses out at times this year. So
if the Bills go out and get a receiver, like a legitimate receiver, with Knox and Kincaid and Cook, with Josh Allen, if they get a legitimate receiver, do you think the Pats keep up with them? I will say the Pats defense is better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they've got holes to fill on defense, but you're talking about the big holes that they have, the main priorities for them. Yeah, and it's we kind of launching into just the free agency topic, which I think we kind of started. But anyway, first of all, congratulations to the Seahawks, and also congratulations to the Pats.
Correct.
Yeah. Absolutely. Around, and it should be interesting.
Titans. Did you guys see what happened after you fired Vrabel? He sat 1 year with Cleveland as a consultant.
Yeah, I think
then went to the Super Bowl. I mean, good job, Titans. You're doing so well.
Us are grateful we're not Titans fans, right? I mean,
yeah,
I'm sorry,
no kidding.
Guys.
Well, fire your owner if that's possible.
I think my buddy Brian's a Titans fan. I'm sorry, bud. You root for the Colts, this year. Here we go.
Shall we?
So talk to that. I think the other thing is I don't think the Pats are Super Bowl contenders per se, but I think they're contenders next year, and I think they are back in the mix way before a lot of people thought they would be. Especially me. I didn't think they'd be in the mix.
I didn't expect them to make the playoffs this year, but they went from the worst in the AFC to the number one.
With a second-year quarterback. So good.
With a second-year quarterback. Good for them.
Talking about quarterbacks and free agency and who's going to go pick up who, Kirk Cousins got released.
Been released.
Now, the talk in Indianapolis is the Colts are trying to make a deal with Jones, but he wants money. Is he going to be
4 year, between 174 to 176 million.
So
over $40 million a year.
We picked him up after two teams dropped him
and paid $14 million. He's won three times what he made
for getting injured mid-year. And
now throwing 3,100 yards
against the weakest schedule in the NFL.
Correct. With that being said, Seattle went out and paid Sam Darnold, the Super Bowl winning quarterback, $31 million a year.
After he had a hell of a year in Minnesota.
Yeah. 3 years, $93 million. Darnold didn't win, or not Darnold, I'm sorry. Jones technically hasn't won anything, and he's asking for $45 to $47 million a year.
So go get Cousins?
Why wouldn't we go get Kirk Cousins? Yes, I understand Kirk Cousins has had injury issues. So with Daniel Jones. I understand Kirk Cousins went out and made $42 million a year, 40-something million dollars a year with Atlanta. But if they release him, they're still going to have to pay some of that guaranteed contract, which means he is willing to come to another team for less.
Yep.
And statistically speaking, when Kirk Cousins plays, statistically, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Now, it's very under the radar because his teams always underperform. But he's always been one of your better quarterbacks. I remember there was 1 year that I drafted him before he got hurt. He led the league for the first 8 games and got hurt in passing yards and touchdowns.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Didn't somebody we know do that this year?
But guess what? He's not going to be asking for $40-something million a year.
Yeah. And I guess I have a hard time committing to anything. You brought up a good point. We had this conversation.
Don't get me wrong. I like Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
If we can get Daniel Jones
For $30 million.
30 to 35 million
Okay.
at a reasonable price for a starting quarterback in the NFL.
But
Look, don't get me wrong.
not for 4 years.
You're not going to get a starting quarterback for $14 million in the NFL.
No.
That's
no.
not going to happen.
But
30 to 35 for somebody that has not proven anything, for somebody that is coming off of an injury, absolutely.
I don't want to go so far as that he hasn't proven anything. He did prove that he can play. You said he threw for 3,100 yards
So did Darnold.
in the first 8 games.
No. We're talking about when he was with the Vikings. So did Darnold.
But he didn't get injured.
He didn't get injured.
Darnold did not get injured. Jones got released by the Giants
and
the Vikings. And then he had a good 8 games, but then he got injured. So now, and he's not necessarily going to be back for camp.
No.
He could
not even week 1.
He may miss week 1 to that point, which means that I think that the injury risk and the chemistry with the team is higher. Or lack of chemistry with the team is like there. So now we might be in a situation where, like, the first 4 games or 8 games or whatever are a bit of a struggle to get in sync. And so now, so if we lock in a 4-year contract for somebody, like you said, that hasn't really proven themselves, I have a problem with it. I am okay with a 2-year contract that might pay a little bit more because it's a short-term contract. Because to your point that you said,
so when you say short-term, like 2, 3?
What?
What do you call as a short year or a short year contract?
Short-term contract.
Short-term, sorry.
Yeah, I think 2 years. I think 3 years you're getting some more of a long-term contract. Not a long-term contract. I get it, but to me, a 4-year is a long-term contract.
Right.
Lots of teams change in 4 years. Cap spaces evolve in 4 years.
Okay, so he had 13 starts in 2025. 3,101 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Completion percentage of 68% and a passer rating of 100.2. Now, again, that's against the weaker.
Yeah, we didn't even have most of our divisional games.
No,
until the
correct.
second half of the season was
but now, with that being said, we had to change our game plan after he went out because things weren't the same. Now, we started our decline while he was still playing. I get that. But 3,101 passing yards in 13 starts. That means he had 4 more starts. If he would have averaged 250 yards a game, he'd have been over a 4,000-yard passer.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's there. I think it's just high risk to sign him for 4 years with the injury issue. Because this is not always – he got injured with the Giants too, right?
Right.
And so
here's where we disagree on this.
Yeah.
If we
here's
can
the
get,
rhubarb.
Yes. If we can get him on a value, if we can say, hey, we will pay you $25 to $30 million a year.
You'll sign him for 4 years.
I'll sign him for 4 years.
But to me, maybe you can structure the contract, but I'm going to assume that you can't. And
I'm going to say it's not guaranteed.
That's dead cap space.
It is, but not as much.
When we get our picks back, because we don't have picks for 2 years.
Correct.
So to me, 2 years automatic. Let's just go with what we got.
So we give him 2 years of guaranteed.
I'm okay with that. If we can drop him in year 3 and not have to suffer any cap space hit, then I'm okay with that.
You'll still suffer some, but it won't be as much.
Well, minimal amount.
Right, minimal cap space.
Yeah.
So give him 4-year contingent.
Yeah. So that's okay with me, but I don't want to sit there.
And let's give bonuses. How about that? How about if you hit certain statistics, we'll give you a bonus to get you closer to that 30 million that
That-
you're looking for, or the 40
Well,
million
he was
you're
looking for 40. You're talking 30.
So I don't
you
know.
gotta
So
give
so
him
I'm saying we give him like 30
Yeah.
million with
Which
bonuses.
those bonuses still hit your cap over.
I understand,
thing of the thing,
but if he's actually producing,
I'm okay with it. Yeah, that's right.
if he's actually producing and earning that money,
yeah,
then we are succeeding,
Yeah.
and he's actually worth that money. Then,
yeah,
if we can protect that money
Yeah.
by making it a statistical bonus, then we're not out anything really.
I'm a big history guy, and I guess here's my problem with this. So I'm a hater, and I'll have to eat my words when Jones comes back and wins us the Super Bowl. But the Giants dropped him and took a what, $50 million hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's
The Vikings didn't give him a chance because they
put him on the
knew
practice squad.
they put him on the practice squad, and
Yeah.
they knew it's because the Giants failed
Yeah,
by giving him for what it was worth, a massive contract.
I mean,
But then you also have to realize
that being said,
the system he was in.
well, that being said, the Giants have a history of f ups. It seems like on the
You're welcome, Shaquan.
Yeah, right.
And again, I'm not saying it wasn't. The Giants didn't f up by letting Daniel Jones go because the contract, his stats didn't meet his contract value. The problem
they gave it
is
to him anyway. They're the ones that gave it the contract.
correct. The problem is they didn't game plan around his skills. They didn't produce. They didn't put a team around him. So statistically speaking, they didn't F up by letting him go. They F'd up by signing him to a big deal, but then doing nothing else to help him.
Absolutely. The Colts do have right now. It says that the Colts have 35 to 45 mil in cap space for the 2026 year. So they could do it. And I'm going to say this. And maybe I'll eat my words again. A lot of words next year. 29 million tied to Pittman. Let's free that up right away.
So I got a better idea.
Okay.
Let's not free it up. Let's convert it.
Okay.
Right now, Max Crosby is looking for a way out. The Colts have struggled to get pressure on the quarterback. And I know we've already given up draft capital, and I get that, and I understand. But one of our biggest flaws was pressure on the quarterback. If we could trade Pittman with 1 year at $29 million for Crosby, now I know we'll have to give up probably a third and a sixth rounder as well, or maybe a third and a fifth rounder. And maybe it's not this year, maybe it's next year. But we're trading 1 year contract for a 1 year contract.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about freeing up cap space. I'm worried about addressing issues. If we could re-sign Pierce, and we already got Downs. If we could re-sign Pierce, we've already got Downs. Let's say we go out in free agency and we get a Mike Evans who's asking $13 million instead of $29 million.
Yes.
Or even a Keenan Allen for $10 million. Okay, yeah. Maybe they're not the players they used to be.
No.
But they are safety blankets. You got Pierce who will take the top off. You got another hand receiver in Josh Downs. You got Tyler Warren, who's one of the best young tight ends in the league.
Yeah.
And you got Jonathan Taylor as one of the best running backs in the league. You go get somebody like Mike Evans or Keenan Allen, and you've got that veteran experience, that safety blanket. You don't need Pittman's $29 million. And if you can get Max Crosby and trade a pick or two for him, as long as it's not too high, that is a fair price to pay. And that will make our team not just AFC South contenders, I think legitimate
playoff
AFC contenders.
Yes, I agree. That would be awesome. I think absolutely you're thinking if you bring in a guy like Mike Evans who's going to draw some coverage, you're going to have plays where Pierce is open down the field, and you're going to take advantage of those long plays as long as you got Jones be able to throw it or something.
Evans
like
is a big body. Evans has great hands.
Yeah.
He has proved that. He's other than last year when he got hurt, he's had 1,000 yards receiving for the previous 9 years.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So, and
if you can get him for 13 million, or you could get Pittman for 29 million, I'm taking Evans every time.
Agreed.
Especially if you can use, because Las Vegas is looking for a definitive wide receiver. Now,
are they willing to swallow a $29 million Pittman, though?
If you're trading a big contract like Max Crosby, who wants out anyway, in essence,
I don't know that Pittman has the production to justify that.
Statistically speaking, other than last year.
Yeah.
So Pittman's first 2 years, he's got the most receptions by the Colts in their first 2 years. The only person that took that over was Josh Downs. But in Pittman's first 2 years, he set a record for the most receptions by a Colts receiver.
Well, that's good.
I'm not saying he's a bad receiver. I'm saying if we could go out and get somebody like Max Crosby by trading a 1-year deal, because if we re-sign Alec Pierce, we will not re-sign Pittman.
Yeah.
You
said Pittman's already there. But
Pittman's there for 1 more year.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and get rid of him before Crosby.
And if you can use him as trade bait and still sign Pittman to get somebody like Max Crosby, why wouldn't you? That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you're not really hitting cap space either.
I just don't know that the value's there to. I mean, I think you have to throw in a lot of other stuff for Pittman, for trade Pittman for Crosby. I just don't know that.
What about a 3rd and a 6th? Third next year, 6th.
There are. We were going through the free agent list, and there just seem to be a lot of quality edge rushers.
You got Clowney.
Who else did we say? Mack.
Khalil Mack, but I don't see Khalil Mack coming here, to be honest.
The Patriots guy, I think he gets resigned
Chase on or whatever.
But there's quite a few free agents out there to see what the market is. I mean, that's the thing.
I'm saying if we're trying to
I agree with you.
dump that, if we could get, because Mack's not going to sign here as a free agent. I'm sorry, he's not going to.
No.
We don't have the cap space for him. The only way for us to clear up enough cap space to get a number 1 defensive end is to get rid of cap space.
Yeah.
The only way to do that is to trade.
Get rid of salary, get rid of Pittman, and trade.
So for us to trade Pittman...
Well, can we just cut Pittman and then it doesn't count? It's not fine, I guarantee.
I still got some guaranteed. I guarantee
No.
it. What I'm saying is, let's get something for Pittman as opposed to just cutting.
Yeah. So, well, and if there's any time to do it, now is the time to do it. I think the AFC South is wide open. You talked about the kind of the collapse of the Texans in the playoffs, and so I just don't think anybody stood out in the AFC South this year.
Not really. I mean, Colts did the first 9 games.
Yeah,
and then after that, nothing. To be honest, I kind of feel bad for Cam Ward and the Titans because they had a phenomenal coach in Mike Vrabel, but the owner was an idiot, and she didn't let Cam Ward develop under Vrabel, which I know he is a defensive-minded coach, but he is a good all-around coach, and she just let him walk, even though he had won
Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I wish at some point you could just fire an owner.
Well, I think the NFL has over time, but
not for something like that.
Not for that, no. So we'll see. That'd be interesting. But yeah, the AFC South, just go get them, Colts.
All right.
Let's see.
So that brings us on to, I have failed you guys every week so far in my parlay picks. And I am so proud of that. I hope you all have not lost too much money by listening to me.
No, nobody's lost money.
Nobody's watching. So it's now my turn to graciously hand over our losing ways
Yes.
to Will.
I'm here.
And his new parlay picks for men's college basketball. Take it
Yes.
away.
I am not excited for this parlay, but excited to join you in not picking winners, I guess. I don't know how to say that. I don't. So I put we don't endorse gambling, and I don't know, if you have a gambling problem, seek help. Don't listen to our gambling picks, but here, listen to this. All right, these are all money line picks, and you got to tell me if you agree with this. So Kansas is at Iowa State this weekend. It's a top 10 matchup. I think Kansas is 9, Iowa State is 6. I'm picking Iowa State. I think they got the home advantage. I think they do. Now Kansas is coming off a big win against Arizona, like you told me about.
Arizona's very first loss. Congratulations to Miami of Ohio. You are now the only team left that has no losses.
I learned that they do not prefer to be called Miami of Ohio. They just prefer Miami University. So, but anyway,
regardless. But I honestly, will agree with you. I will agree with you. I see Kansas having a letdown after that.
Yeah, letdown. It is at Iowa State too. So
correct.
The home court advantage is very real in men's college basketball. I think.
Correct.
Some conferences are bigger than others. I think the Big Ten is one of those. I think the Big 12 stands up too, though. So Iowa State pulls over Kansas. Purdue goes to Iowa. Purdue, don't let me down on this. Purdue goes to Iowa and wins. And I'm going to say, here's my upset of the week. Wisconsin plays Michigan State at home. I'm going to say Wisconsin pulls it off at home against Michigan State. Now, that's a tough one because Izzo usually has his teams ready to go. The guy's got to be coaching before I was born.
Izzo has his teams ready to go once it comes to the NCAA tournament, but he does let down occasionally.
Big Ten tournament, but early
we're not in the tournament right now, and Wisconsin's been playing some really good ball.
It's at home in the Big Ten, so I do
have
be
tough.
Two Big Ten teams, and then a Big 12 game. So again, Iowa State. This is all money line, by the way. Iowa State over Kansas, Purdue over Iowa, and Wisconsin upsets Michigan State for our.
And what's that payout?
It was $4.25 was the juice.
$4.25. All right.
On that.
Now that brings us to our Bush League moment of the week. Purdue. I love you so much, but I guarantee you have already caused me an ulcer this year. I drink Pepto-Bismol like it is Coca-Cola. You go into Nebraska, who is a top 10 team, and you dominate that first half.
They did.
And then you come into the second half and you continue to pour it on to the fact that you built a 22-point lead with about 16 minutes to go in the second half. And then your Bush League starts. You blow a 22-point lead. And you go into overtime.
Pulled it off, though.
You pulled it off. It also took the help of a Nebraska fan that screwed everything for everybody except for Purdue.
I don't know. That was a big deal.
There was a chance for Nebraska to come down and take the lead, but they slipped where the Purdue huddle was, where a Nebraska fan had thrown something at them.
That's home court. That's their fault.
That is their fault. What I'm saying is Purdue should have never been in that circumstance. With a 22-point lead in the second half, if you want to succeed in the NCAA big dance, you've got to close out games without letting teams just walk in. You can't take your foot off the pedal.
I agree with that. You can't take your foot off the pedal. But two things I gotta say. I mean, I agree. The losing a 21-point lead, that's not good.
22-point
lead. That being said, well, no, hold on. Let me backtrack. We've been harping on this. Painter does not make the adjustments he needs to make. Painter, you got to stop. You got to make some adjustments.
I love you, buddy.
Teach these
I
guys.
love you, but for Pete's sake, change something up.
Change it. You got to change your defense up.
Now, I got to eat crow. Kind of not. 2 weeks ago when we talked, I was talking about Bench and Lawyer. He has been our leading scorer since I talked about Bench. Maybe you needed a little kick in the ass. I don't know. Maybe you needed somebody to tell you to bench you. But again, he started so strong against Nebraska and then died. Like second half of the game was an absolute liability out there. Couldn't play defense, couldn't hit a shot. Like it was ugly.
Back to my, I guess, argument in this situation is, yes, I know it was an ugly win.
Still a win.
But it was a win
against the higher seed
at their stadium.
At their stadium.
At their court.
I understand. And I'm not
Nebraska has been on fire this year.
Nebraska's been on fire to the start of the year.
Yeah.
Nebraska's now lost 3 of 4.
They've had a bit of a slide. But
now, with that being said, they also lost to Michigan.
They went to Michigan, which is a top 2 team.
Yeah.
And top 3 team, whatever.
Michigan, Illinois, and Purdue are their 3 losses.
Which Michigan, Illinois are all the Big Ten teams in the top 10.
Illinois is number 5. And then Purdue is number
Michigan,
12.
Illinois, and Purdue in the BPI. Is so in the power index, the Big Ten is Michigan, Illinois, and Purdue for the top 10.
Yeah.
Then the other conference with the most is the Big 12, and they have 3 as well. They have Arizona, Houston, and Iowa State. So we've kind of talked about. I think this is our first episode. We talked about kind of the Big Ten kind of being a little bit stronger.
Yep.
It's kind of evened out now. I think, again, you're going to get into that, I think, because these conferences beat each other up.
Yep.
The BPI index, I think, is interesting because a lot of the coaches poll and stuff has Arizona number 1. The BPI index has Duke number 1. And Michigan number 2, Arizona number 3. So you've got a lot of stuff going on here. So it should be interesting. This is kind of the home stretch here before we get into
some March Madness.
Well,
not even that necessarily, but conference play.
I think conference play counts as March Madness. Usually those are the first kind of.
I'll give the conference championship, like the conference tournament, as the start of March Madness. Because you've got
conference play. Yeah, sorry, conference tournaments. Yeah.
So conference tournaments, you got teams, and that's what I love about this is like statistically it is harder to get in the NIT than it is to get into the NCAA tournament because you have to be over 500 to get in the NIT. But a team that goes 6-19 during the regular season can technically make NCAA tournament if they make a run through their conference tournament and win it.
Possible. Maybe
not plausible.
But
we have seen in the past under 500 teams make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Now that's your 16, 15, 14 seeds, and we don't see them win a lot of games. But again, you also see teams that are in maybe lower conferences that are 25-5 or 24-6 that are making the NIT and not the NCAA tournament because they got knocked out by somebody sub 500 winning their conference tournament.
Yeah, you hate to see it. But actually I love to see it too because you got some Cinderella stories in there and it turns out
Chicago State from the Nun or whatever it was.
Loyola? Was that
Loyola Chicago, that's right. Loyola Chicago.
So pretty cool on that stuff. But yeah, exciting times here coming up and we got a little bit more sports. Spring training is coming up. I think pitchers catchers report here soon.
World Baseball Classic versus
that's right.
USA versus the world.
That's right.
That's going to be a good one.
So maybe we'll talk about that next week or something.
Shout out to the Cubs. I think we have 6 players in that tournament.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
3 for the world, 3 for the USA, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
But
good. So, But I think that's it for me. You have any other sign off? Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Guys, don't screw this up.
Yeah.
We've given you all the warning we can give you.
Put some romance on. You can get lucky, boys. I mean, it's that time. You don't have to work that hard for it. There you go.
I read a book about a love spot today. And it was a child's book of all things.
Did it tell you stuff? Did it teach you some things?
It taught me to look for it. Look for the love spot.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.
From the rhubarb.